welcome back to Open, everybody. I'm your host, Dr. Bob Lee. You know, Windows of Hip Hop works to promote, preserve the positive aspects of hip hop. And joining us now to share more about the organization and their projects are hip hop pioneers. Yep, Melle Mel's in the house. Give him a big round of applause. Grandmaster Caz is in the house. Caz Brown. And Paul La Salle. Give him a big round of applause, everybody. Keep it going, keep it going, keep it going. Here we go, here we go. And they got the Hip Hop Consulting Committee all together. How did you guys start this thing? I mean, you know, there's been a lot of talk about putting something together like a museum and all that. They tried to put something together in Harlem.
Well, me personally, I've been approached for years, over the last 10 years, numerous times, different people trying to start a museum or do a museum. I'm always intent to find out what your agenda is. How does the community benefit from this project? Is this something that you just want the pioneers of hip hop to just donate all their stuff to, and then we got to come visit it? Or or will it be something for the community? Will jobs be involved? Will it be something that's going to protect and preserve the culture? That's what I'm personally more interested in. So,
you know, the people who are putting it together involved, do they come from hip hop?
Well, a lot of them don't.
Are they hip hop?
A lot of them don't, and a lot of the people that I've encountered, you know, don't. Or their agenda doesn't, you know, coincide with hip hop's agenda. So I really can't support those efforts. I mean, Mel, I'm sure, has been approached by many other people as well. I mean, he brought me into this situation, so he could tell you a little more.
Yeah, and I think, you know, this was something that actually was brought about by Melissa LeBron, the great Melissa here. And really, it was, you know, grassroots people, you know, from the Bronx, and being that we're from the Bronx, and she got in touch with us, and, you know, we thought it was a beautiful idea. And we, you know, pulled our resources in together, and our man hours, put in a lot of elbow grease, and we've been getting, you know, a lot of headway as far as, you know, getting the name out there, Windows of Hip Hop, and preserving the positive side, because so much of hip hop nowadays is so overtly negative. I think something like this is actually needed, you know, because hip hop it did so much for us, and it did so much for people that, you know, they forget what the original concept of hip-hop and the original meaning of why hip-hop came here. They just think it's about money. Not necessarily about money. I mean, if you got a good product, you're going to make money. But it definitely is about, you know, the peace, love, unity, having fun, you know, moving forward, you know, just creativity, expressing yourself. All those things is, you know, kind of forgotten about. So Windows of Hip-Hop is going to go a long way to bringing those things back into the forefront.
So it will make the connection between hip-hop of yesterday and hip-hop of today, right? What do you think that difference is, and what's missing?
I think we're just trying to give a broader overview of hip hop. I mean, I personally, you know, I do hip hop tours here in the city for over 12 years, and I got people from all over the world coming here, getting on the bus with me, and expecting to learn about hip hop. And a lot of their vision or what they think hip hop is has been, you know, negatively diluted by, you know, what's happening right now. And I feel that if you know the core of this, what we intended it to be in the first place, why we did this and why it came about, I think you'd have a better respect for it, for the culture as a whole. Not just the music, but the dance, the art, and the spoken word.
All over the world.
All over the world,
I'll tell you, when I was in college, we did this project, and this lady, this Chinese lady got up there, and she played a beat. She said, "This is part of my project." And it was about culture all over the world. And this beat was playing, everybody was whopping their necks in the classroom. And then all of a sudden, the guy came in and started rapping. But he was rapping in Chinese. I said, oh, this thing has moved all over the world.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just here in the Bronx and, you know, in the U.S. It's all over the world
It's a multicultural world phenomenon, okay, that it kind of rivals the internet as far as its influence on the planet in the last 40 years. There's really been nothing that big that's been going on consistently this long.
You take all those factors into consideration and quantify them, put them all together, it's only right that a actual edifice be constructed, and it has to be in the Bronx.
Has to be in the Bronx.
Has to be right here.
Has to be in the Bronx.
And this is where it all started, right here.
Absolutely.
Is Sal involved in this? Because a lot of people stop by Sal's place, the Fever,
Well, at some point we're going to pull everybody in together. So actually, we're just starting to get it off the ground. But you know, Sal is definitely going to be an integral part. You know, being that he was the brainchild of the Fever, and that was actually, you know, for a lot of years that was the home of hip hop. You know, that was our place. So you know, now we're just going to get a bigger place. We might could have a Disco Fever in the windows.
Okay.
Big. You know, that would be, you know, it's a great movement. You know.
I'll contribute one of the posters.
Okay, and Windows of Hip Hop. Windows of Hip Hop is not just talking about a building. Okay, we're talking about a campus. Okay, a campus, a higher learning through hip hop. Okay,
why not?
Exactly.
Why not?
Exactly. I mean, we got a big, beautiful, big skating rink coming to the Bronx, you know what I mean? Like, the Armory's going to turn into 55 skating rinks. So, I mean, the Bronx deserves to have these kind of entities in it, you know what I mean? We've tried to increase tourism to the Bronx in the last 12 years, bring people up to where the birthplace of hip-hop. Okay, this is hip-hop, and it started right here. We need to have an institution here in the Bronx.
And I'm sure it'll be so big because people will come from all over the world with those tours, and that tour bus will stop right there.
Exactly. And that's just one thing, but people come to New York for all kind of different things. Why not have a place for them to come to study hip hop?
People come to stop at Sylvia's uptown.
Oh yeah, they come to eat.
You know what I mean?
Come to Yankee Stadium,
come to Yankee games, Broadway shows, and all
have
that.
hip hop foods.
This will just be another entity. Restaurant. Come on, we'll have a theme restaurant inside there. You get an Africa Bambaataa salad if you want. You know,
there you go.
Burger. You know what I mean, or something like that. All kinds of protein shake.
No, but you know, but see, it's time, and I think it's high time that hip hop is to be respected. You know, just like our Caz said, for what it was meant to be, and this was something that enriched our lives. You know, I mean, I don't know where I would be without hip hop, and I think it should be, you know, the people, and as well as the people that did hip hop, but the people that listen to hip hop for all these years, they deserve more than just seeing hip hop as something that, you know, some guys off the street, and then, you know, they do music, and, you know, they can walk around and look like drug dealers and buy it's bigger than that, you know, and it means more than that. It means more than that to me, you know what I mean? Even if we would still be doing it even if we didn't make money, because it was bigger than the money. It was the, you know, the cause. It was what we was doing. It was, you know, just our calling, you know what I mean? And Windows of Hip Hop, we're going to put it back together to bring hip hop on that higher level, like a more mature, higher level of music and culture.
Right. Do you think people get confused when they see videos and you see stacks of cash and guns and jewelry and all this stuff? And then
I think, of course, it has an impact, and I think that oftentimes the greater society, greater population, people look at that and don't believe or don't appreciate just how big that impact is. And I think that the gentleman agreed with me that, you know, we're not trying to replace with the music. Because art is art, and for us to dictate what is and what isn't, that's not what we're here for. We just want to open up the eyes to the young, to the not so young, to that there is a different voice out there that needs to be heard. I think something that really profound to me that Caz shared with me was that, you know, the music business is a commercial business. It's business. They have an objective, needs, aims that are different, perhaps from our own, whereas we're more concerned with the dissemination of art and the spreading of that love, peace, unity.
So let people know where it came from.
Right.
Like civil rights movement, you know, a lot of people paved the way for other people to do other things a lot more comfortably and easily.
Right, because because the main thing is what I don't want to see is what's going on right now in hip hop defined everything that happened in hip hop, and as well as the people, people, the black people from civil rights era up to now. You can't have what's going on right now be the definition or the culmination of everything that happened in the past when hip hop in its origins was something that uplifted us. It was like, it took us from, one low point to where it was not a whole lot going on in the Bronx to where, bam, it was going on in the Bronx, and then bam, it was going on all over the world. Yeah. And not to, to stagnate itself or we just going to get this paper, we're going to shoot up some guns and that's the small part of it. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but that's not the do all and say all about what the whole mission is about.
So you got all this stuff together now. You have a hip hop committee, consulting committee.
Absolutely.
Tell us about that.
Definitely.
Absolutely. Well, the Hip Hop Consulting Committee, which I'm a member, is a group of Bronxites who have backgrounds, either in activism, business relations, the community, and we work together as a team to promote and push the best, what we believe would be the best projects. And the Windows of Hip Hop City, we believe, is probably going to be the premier project that we can bring to the forefront. These gentlemen have worked extensively, and a lot of people don't realize that the Rush tours, Mel's work overseas, it constantly propagates hip-hop. It constantly spreads it out to message to other individuals who may not have known or learned about hip-hop from its beginnings or where it started.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people, they can Google these gentlemen and just stay on there. If you start at 12 o'clock midnight, you may find yourself 5, 6 o'clock in the morning still in it.
Absolutely. I tell people, you don't know me, Google me and get you a cup of coffee, because you're going to be there for a while.
So the fact that they're willing to lend their time to this project, their interest to this project, and give their credentials to this project, we think is big.
So you guys are going to be professors, or you professors already, because you got this hip-hop campus getting ready to kick off.
Well, I was about to segue into that. I mean, really, what Mel touched on as far as, you know, hip-hop has grown-ups in it now, as far as the grandparents now, you know what I mean, like it or not, you know, we're grandparents and stuff now, and it's time to move to the next level of hip-hop. We're not so much intent on doing it physically, but teaching, you know what I mean, the next generation, and teaching, you know, because teaching is the next level. You know what I mean? In anybody's life. I mean, as a parent, you become a teacher, a grandparent, you into another level. So it's about us delivering the culture, bringing it, giving it back to people so they can take it, disseminate it, and do what they, you know, put themselves into it. So there will be professors, because hip hop is being taught in institutions, in colleges all over the country. I mean, Cornell University has a large, I think the largest hip hop collection in the United States right now. So hip-hop is definitely being academically, you know what I mean, disseminated around the country. So who better to be the professors of hip-hop than the actual professors of hip-hop?
You should put that title on, bam, put a stamp, boom, the professors.
well, I know
professors of hip-hop.
Van Bada has been, he's an adjunct professor at Cornell. I mean, they, you know, and it's just a matter of time before, you know, myself, Melle Mel, people like that, you know what I mean, Rock, and just, you know, the forefathers and mothers of this culture, I mean, that keep, you know, putting it out there. You know, the idea is to preserve and promote.
There you go. Real fast, what are your roles in this organization right now?
Well, basically, spokesmen, you know, figureheads. You know, we're part of the board, and you know, we just like every project, you have to have the face of the project, the voice of the project, and that's where we actually come in, the actual promoting. You know what I mean? So it's going to be very extensive and many roles, multifaceted, and it's just a great project. It's something that I'm really proud and honored to be a part of.
I'm a board member as well, and like Mel said, we're like the spokespeople. We're the face of Windows of Hip Hop. Anytime you try to, you know, get people's attention, you got to go get the people who to somewhat have that kind of notoriety that they can sit. And you need somebody that can articulate what's going on to people. Okay, there's a lot of people that have been a part of this culture, but
see, a lot of people think that people involved in hip hop can't speak well or represent well.
Exactly,
and just get on the microphone and, you know,
part of the growing process
16
in hip hop.
or whatever.
You can't. If you can spit a good 16, you should be able to at least speak. You know what I mean? As much credit as we get for being the masters of rhyme and stuff, you know, it comes from some sort of intelligence.
That's right.
So
That's
you
right.
know what I mean?
You can't just get on the mic and start talking.
Exactly.
Like
you cannot become a professor anywhere, you know, without being able to articulate or so.
So Windows of Hip Hop, you're there, you have the consulting committee, you're spreading positivity through hip hop and preserving hip hop.
Absolutely.
Is that the overall goal?
Absolutely.
Yes, definitely. Preserving the culture for generations to come.
Absolutely. Preservation, and like he said, that keeps on re-emphasizing dissemination. We want to share this. We want to share the hip-hop that I remember. I mean, their experiences, of course, predate my own. I'm the Chief Development Officer for Windows of Hip Hop, and my focus is on growing our work. And I remember when I first heard the music, it changed my life, you know.
You know, this whole thing is young and old, because, you know, we get a lot of the social media, you get people that text and say, you know, I'm 65 and I love hip hop and all
Absolutely.
that. We have a lot of hip hop.
Exactly.
The weekend is filled with
Absolutely.
hip hop shows on BLS and all that.
Absolutely.
And we get a chance to see everything that comes through on social media. So hip hop goes from young all the way up to, I mean, it just spans across the generations
Hip-hop's
right
all
now.
grown up now, and what these gentlemen bring to the table, they're extremely modest. What they bring to the table is years of wisdom. I mean, years of knowledge and understanding about what this game is and this practice.
Give them a big round of applause, everybody. Windows of hip hop. Grandmaster Melle Mel, hip hop pioneer. Paul La Salle, give him a big round of applause. Grandmaster Caz Brown, yes indeed.
And y'all look out for my hip hop show, Grandmaster Fitness, that's coming up on Bronx. That we're gonna
absolutely.
resolve our resolutions and stay
There
in
you
shape
go.
and stay Bronx strong, baby. Bronx
I was just
strong,
going to
Bronx
ask you
strong.
about that. When is that show coming on?
It's gonna come on. You know, we talking about he's gonna put that's the next show that's coming up, and me and Ruben Diaz Jr. is working out, so he whipped me into shape. And
I saw that somewhere. I saw a picture of you guys working out.
Like us on
Yeah, we're trying to
Facebook.
put a
Who
fitness
whipped
program
you into
together
shape?
also. I'll give it to him. I'll give it to him.
And look out for Melle Mel's hip hop food, or we're going to call it something.
The hip hop protein shake.
There you go.
Yeah, it is.
Hip hop
Like us on
protein drink.
Facebook. Follow us on Twitter. Check us out on WOHH.org.
Oh, and on that note, I got a new baking soda coming out.
That's funny, dude. A new pork rind.
Pork skins.